Hello, everyone. I'm Jason Dailing,
I'm Jen.
and this is our review for Suicide Squad. Lots of spoilers. Well, it was certainly a DC movie.
Yes, it met that standard.
Yes, it really did.
It met the impeccable standard that is the DC standard.
Yeah. Well, what happened was the most frustrating is that the trailer looked fantastic
Absolutely.
because you see the Thing, the Joker. He looks psychotic, but Jared Leto. I always want to say Jared Leto.
Jared Leto.
Jared Leto. And that's incorrect. But yeah, he looked fantastic. And honestly, I thought the whole thing was going to be about him. I thought it was going to be like, hey, the Joker's pulling some crap. And all right, so let's assemble a team of people who are just insane to do it. No, it did not. The movie that I saw was not the movie that the trailer promised me.
Yeah, not so much. Enchantress wasn't even like a thing in the trailer.
No, she looked like, I was like, it looked like a cameo.
Yeah, I thought she was gonna be one of those. She was gonna be like the Hawkeye, where where nobody really wants him around, but he's kind of there, and so we have to give him a little part, put him a little spot on the trailer, make him happy.
Give him a one-liner or two.
Give him one liner or two, let him shoot an arrow so he looks fancy.
Yes.
So she smolders.
Yes,
and,
yeah.
That's pretty much it.
Disclaimer, we are Marvel snobs, so we don't know any of the DC. Actually, we don't even know much of the Marvel at all. But the problem was... What? Oh, outside the movies.
Oh, okay. As far as like comic books.
Yeah, because we've never read a comic book of that in my life.
I had one comic book growing up because my grandmother's brother, one of my grandmother's brothers, had owned a comic book store. Mm-hmm. And he let us go in and pick one out. Just for free, just for funsies. And I picked Felix the Cat. Because I thought it looked adorable.
Yes.
And I don't even remember reading it. I just got it because there was a cute cat on it. Mm-hmm. And it's like, done. It could have been Hello Kitty for all I cared. Except Hello Kitty's got other issues.
So many issues.
So many issues. But anyways.
Yes. So we don't know what the Enchantress was. We barely knew the other characters. It was like, oh, so Deadshot's kind of like Hawkeye. Except kind of more badass.
He's so much better than Hawkeye. Yes. You cannot compare those two. Well, one, Hawkeye has a bow and arrow, so he's basically present-day Robin Hood, except he doesn't, rob from the rich to steal, or rob from the rich and give to the poor. Yes. There we go.
Also, slight disclaimer, we kind of hate Jeremy Renner for his sexist remarks about Black Widow a while back, so... that's where this is coming from.
That was just one of the many things
that
Jeremy Renner has said.
That was the tipping point for me. Yeah, so Will Smith playing him, awesome.
He was great, yeah, absolutely. It actually restored some of my faith in Will Smith.
Yes. Because
I was losing it there for a while. That was not a pleasant thing.
No.
But yeah, he was pretty awesome in there.
This is the thing. It was a bunch of fantastic elements that never reached any kind of potential or cohesion. That was the thing.
Yeah, it felt like they want to have a movie for each of these characters. And so what they did is they filmed a trailer for each of those characters and then kind of shoved them together into a 2-hour cacophony of stuff.
Yeah.
Because they all, each character felt so different. Yeah. And, even just the visual, stylistic things that they were doing with each of the characters were so very different, which could have worked.
Yeah, it was almost like an Ocean's 11 intro where, you kind of, introduce them, show them their power, show them their crap, and then move along. It was very front-heavy, but you know what? I would have forgiven that if the rest of the movie was as... entertaining.
Well, they spent 5 minutes on each person too.
Yeah.
It wasn't even here's the lineup. We've got this guy. Here's their power and a little their backstory. It was okay, we're gonna go through a scene in their life, and it's like a little mini movie. And then okay, oh yeah, we're gonna talk about someone else too now. Here we go.
And if it doesn't make sense, don't worry. We'll talk about it at the bar when we've stopped caring.
Yeah.
Yeah, the problem with, one of the problems with it is, they both over-explained and under-explained. Because they over-explained the characters. I got the gist of the characters well into the gist of the characters. And then all of a sudden, they're doing stuff, and I have no idea what their objective is whatsoever.
Yeah, the whole first goal for the movie, I'm assuming it was to save the chick, the woman who's heading the whole thing, but
Yeah.
they didn't know that it wasn't her. It was supposed to be someone else. But they didn't even mention that really until they got there.
Exactly. And then at the whole time, there's this big old cloud, the whole Skyness thing that totally was ripped off the Avengers, except with, with little things around the edge. But they're just ignoring that. They don't see that.
I thought that was the objective. Like, go stop the thing. And they're like, oh no, we're just rescuing this person and getting back out. What?
Yeah. And then the whole thing about the guy, they keep whatever, they didn't even explain what the minions were, with the weird coral...
oh, yeah, the thing where she, like, kisses them and then they turn into the little, like, bubbly-faced thingies.
I got that even before they showed up. I thought they were real humans, and then... yeah.
I thought it was, like, bits of their power or something trickling off.
Yeah.
Since they broke the way they did. But, yeah. And I knew they were all going after the... I forget his
memorable
name.
characters.
The main army guy. Like, they were army
Flag.
guy number one. Flag.
Something Flag. Honestly,
Flag.
Watching the movie, I got so bored I can't even remember. It was Flag, because I remember it was like,
Oh, it was like Rick Flag or
Rick
something.
Flag.
It was like American.
the wannabe Captain America.
Basically.
And
he's a total prick until you get to the end, and even then he's still kind of a prick. But it's because I'm doing this chick. Oh, okay, well then we'll save her.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Because that makes you a good person now.
It really does. It's like, and yeah, it was lots of on-the-nose dialogue, and...
Oh, one more thing on him. Sorry, I guess I'm just... Oh, he bothered me so much. Because it wasn't even, like, his whole big rallying thing, the whole big reversal moment that they're supposed to have.
Yeah.
Where, what Will Smith's character, what's his name?
Deadshot.
Where he finds the
Marvel
binder.
snobs.
Where he finds the binder and chucks it at Flynn, whatever. Flag. He chucks it at him and is like, tell everybody the truth, or we're not going any further. And then he tells you everything that we already know. It's like, oh, well, now we're surprised. But everybody leaves, obviously, because they're like, you've just been lying to us. I want to drink. So we're going to go to the bar. Even though the world is crumbling, we're going to go to the bar. So they go to the bar. And then, on top of that, his whole big rallying speech to get them to help out is like, did you get to the part where I'm doing that chick? He's like, yeah. It's like, it's not, I love her. It's not, I care about her. I need to save her. This is a real person, that I love. It's,
inexplicably, by the way.
Yeah, it's just, well, you were supposed to take it because, the lady said that they fell in love. So, okay, fine. Yeah. They didn't even say that he loved her. He was just like, nope, that's the chick I'm doing. So, yeah, way to go.
Again, both over-explaining and under-explaining at the same time. That's some real craftsmanship right there. Yeah. Or what were you saying earlier? It's like stuff was so on the nose that you ended up breaking it.
Oh, God, yeah, it's like turning my nose into, I'm Owen Wilson right now. They beat me so hard on the nose that it's broken many, many times. Oh, my gosh.
Yeah.
Harley Quinn, in badassery moment, I saw it coming, and I'm like, oh, this is going to be awesome, because she's going to join Enchantress, and big major air quotes going on here.
Yes.
I'm totally going to join up, and, what's the world done for us, And it could almost be believable, but it's not Harley Quinn. And I'm like, this is really gonna piss me off if she doesn't, or if she actually does join Enchantress, because that's so against her character. But, she goes up and she's like, I see the knife. She's gonna go for it. She's gonna get the heart out of Enchantress. And she does, which is badass. And it's awesome. And then Flag turns around a Deadshot. I keep wanting to call him Deadpool. I don't know why. Deadshot. See, Marvel. So he turns around to Deadshot, grabs him on the shoulder, and says, hey, she got her heart out. We can end this. Really, Flag? Is that the whole point? Because when you said at the beginning we need to get her heart out in order to kill her, so you needed to tell me they got the heart out, so now we can continue. Mm-hmm. We're not gonna pussyfoot around this anymore. We're not gonna just like wait around for her heart to just pop out of her chest and someone just grabs it and it's like Keystone Cops that are all like scrambling across the floor for the little bouncing heart. No,
but
we
that
all saw that.
Yeah. And honestly, that would have been even more interesting.
That would have been funny, at least.
Because the thing is that they build up the whole thing with, she's this, enchantress, some pretty awesome shots, actually, at some points.
Oh, yeah, it was visually stunning.
Yes, and that's about it.
Yeah, it was gorgeous, and especially, like, how she transforms from just the main person to the enchantress, then to the one that's controlling the machine. It's like there was 3 kind of forms of her, and it was gorgeous. And it was just
when she first turned enchantress, and you see the black hand like grab her hand and flip, that was fantastic.
Totally ringed.
That was like oh gosh. Oh, that's a good analogy, actually. Yeah, but it'd be like, this is so badass, and then have her get a file, and it's like, whoa, you don't need Suicide Squad. Just have her go for this, go for that. I mean, why do we need the rest of this movie? Because
and she's under full control because she has the heart.
The whole Davy Jones thing.
Yeah, so which proves to be their undoing, and like the point of the entire film, which was like, oh really, is that what this film is about? Because I totally missed that.
Yeah, because the Joker was essentially they highlighted the Joker, the new Joker, so much, and fantastic, disturbing, the teeth. Ugh.
Oh, the teeth.
But he did a fantastic job of it, and he was absolutely completely pointless, beyond pointless. He comes in to save her, succeeds, fails anyway, and they join up for the finale. It was
for Harley Quinn, yeah.
Yeah, and it was just like, would have been more interesting is if they would have teamed up.
Yeah,
like
I thought the original point of the film was the Joker was the actual bad guy who was doing something. I don't even know. But he was doing something, and they were getting the Suicide Squad together to stop the Joker. And knowing that Harley Quinn is kind of the Joker's girlfriend, like, she could be working on the inside, and then it was going to come to a point of, like, where her loyalties lie.
Exactly.
Which would have been really interesting as for her character.
Because, they capture her, and then the reason that she was captured maybe is because he did something, like he betrayed her, so they think that, she's scorned and hates him, but she actually still loves him, but does she?
Well, and that's something that bothered me about the film, too, because they were supposed to be this, like, inseparable couple. Like, he was so gung-ho about her, and she was so, like, over the moon in love with him, which was really fascinating.
It's the Spike and Drusilla thing.
Yeah, it was a really fascinating relationship between the two of them, but the car crash, when he crashes the car into the water, he disappears and leaves her for dead. So it's like, are you just that big of a prick? Or do you really not love her and you're just using her? Which, okay, fine. If that were the case, fine. I would have been okay with that. But explain that a little more.
But it's more interesting when they actually...
It's played off as if it's like, oh, he just disappeared, and so Batman steals her and puts her in prison. But why?
Yeah, they should have just and the funny thing
is... And she never even said anything about it to him, either.
Yeah.
Like, dude, why'd you leave me in the car to freaking die?
Yeah.
And then they hauled me out to prison.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah.
Like, if it was an unrequited relationship sort of thing, that would have been interesting. Mm-hmm. Play that, though. Own it. But it was glossed over.
Yeah.
They didn't have an answer for it, or maybe they filmed something and they cut it.
Oh, yeah. Because they did a bunch of reshoots, because, as you know, DC is Marvel's...
DC is following around Marvel like a little puppy dog.
Yes. In the sense that
it's the sniffing chihuahua sniffing the German shepherd's butt.
Yes.
Because
they saw Deadpool, it's like, oh, let's do that. So they reshot some more, quote, funny scenes. I'm doing air quotes. And it was not funny. There was a few one-liners.
They actually cut some of the funny stuff from the trailer.
I know, like when Diablo's like, oh, what do you have? He's like, water. And she's like, that's a good idea, honey. That was hilarious. I love that. And it's such a quintessential Harley Quinn moment, because she basically, it's like, yeah. Because she's very pragmatic in that respect.
What makes me wonder, though, is since they did go back and reshoot, because they found out after Deadpool came out, in case anybody doesn't know about this, after Deadpool came out and it did so well, the studio went and actually reshot some scenes or added scenes. I don't know, but they did some extra filming afterwards for Suicide Squad. They said to add kind of more of that dark humor to it, which makes me wonder if they added that stuff to the film, what was it like beforehand?
Possibly more coherent because they didn't try to stitch in a bunch of stuff.
Yeah, I just, it was so all over the place. I just got the feeling like there was too many chefs in the kitchen.
Yes. Like 5 people wrote a screenplay and they were both, it doesn't even mean it's good, it's got to be mine, and then they just, here, film it. It's like, okay.
Yeah. And then they had the little spoiler thing after the credits. Well, I guess it's not really a spoiler. It's the little snippet after the credits.
Again, Marvel pioneered that.
Right, where basically the woman is meeting with Batman. I'm not going to remember that woman's name.
Very memorable character.
All I know is that, like, she was a kind of a jerk, but she was like a badass jerk at the beginning, which I had some respect for her.
Yes.
And then as the movie progressed, it was like, I can't even like you.
Especially
I can't even...
when after they abandoned, she shot all the people. And it's like, what?
Oh yeah, she shot all the people that were working for her because, they weren't primed for this sort of
cleared,
thing.
yeah, and it's like,
or cleared for it. And so she just kills them. She was a weird character for me. I could not peg her for anything.
No, and that was what was really frustrating about all the characters in some way, because, the Deadpool, or Deadshot
See, I got you doing it now.
I know, you did. He's got his moments, but then it's like, it's recreated that scene where, because the Enchantress is basically trying to pull a Scarlet Witch and getting in people's heads to make them think that what they want, and she tried a last-ditch effort to have his daughter go, no, don't shoot the lady, don't shoot the lady. But she's already played that card so many times, there should be even no conflict with that.
Right. And he didn't. Like, he looks down at her for a second. It's all in slow motion, so it's all happening in, like, a half second, but it's taking, like, 2 minutes of screen time.
Yeah.
Where he's just holding this gun, and she's like, please, Daddy, don't do it. And he's looking, and there's little drops coming from his head of sweat and stuff, and then he's like, ma, and then shoots anyway, which we all knew he was going to do.
Yeah.
It was kind of like, can
we
get to the shot?
And then in the Enchantress tries to, wheedle out of it. He's like, takes the heart. It's like, give her back, girl, squeeze it. You don't have the balls.
And yeah, that line made no sense. You don't have the balls to do it.
Where did that come from?
It was like, how do you even know him in that way?
Exactly.
How do you know he doesn't have the balls?
Because
plus, why would he can stop the thing right now.
Plus, she was completely powerless anyway. Honestly, there was no reason for him to do that at all, except to free... What's her face? Honestly, memorable characters. Just absolutely memorable.
Oh, I loved that one guy. That one
guy with the thing, the place. Oh, I was amazeballs.
Oh, so good.
Yeah,
no.
Not enough Harley Quinn.
Not enough
Everything
Harley
she
Quinn.
said was gold, and there was not enough gold.
I hurt her so freaking big.
Yes.
She's just... I wish I could just say the things that she says sometimes. Because she just doesn't give a crap. She loves Joker, and I love that they didn't just make her this crazy bimbo that's also like a, action-packed person. She's not this just like crazy nut sort of thing. She has real emotions. She has, and that's the whole thing, is that she is so flippin' in love with him that she's going to do anything for that. And when she loses that, you can see there's a moment when the group thinks she's dead, and she's just sitting on the ground because she thinks that Joker's dead. And
which we all knew he wasn't.
That was an obvious he wasn't.
Yeah, Joker's not going to go out like that.
Yeah, that's all of the big surprise reveal things. Like, none of them were surprising at all.
The only thing that was really... Yeah, even, Diablo's sacrifice wasn't really like... I'm like, oh, it's going to happen? Actually, I was more surprised about the guy underneath hitting the bomb. I was more surprised... Well, what's this guy's story? He's willing to suicide bomb? That's a big thing. But he got nothing. I don't... Honestly, the thing is that they had a team of, like, Marines or whatever soldiers they were so interchangeable. I swear they had different actors on different days.
Oh, yeah. It was all American guy, brunette hair, buzz cut.
Yeah.
Some facial hair. for all of them. There was a couple of them that were clean shaven, but pretty much it was that standard cookie cutter person. They probably just went like down LA, like down the street, and was just like you, and you. Y'all are gonna be extras today, and then we come in the next day. Okay, we'll take you, and you.
Yeah.
Just grab the first 6 guys you see. You know.
So DC movie.
Yeah, but all of the reveals that bother me, like all the reveals were so, they either told you beforehand, so you're not getting it at the same time. Like, you know, you see Harley Quinn fall out of the helicopter, and I get why they did it, but it just didn't work well because you see her fall out of the helicopter and Joker falls the opposite way, so he falls into the helicopter. So it's to have that moment where you think the Joker is dead and you see Harley Quinn seeing that she thinks the Joker is dead. Mm-hmm. And then the rest of the team comes out to find that she's still alive because like, the chick said that she was dead, which is like, you can't possibly know that, but sure, we'll believe you.
Especially since the chip, even though they couldn't activate the thing in her neck, they could still get a signal, so all you have to do is like, nope, she's still alive.
Yeah, because it was just lit a different color on her phone, so it was still there, you know. But anyway, but that moment with Harley Quinn sitting on top of the car, and she's crying, but she's not crying like the normal, like, you know, wailing, my life is over sort of way. It's that she just has experienced such a huge loss. You know, it's this man that she loves is gone, which is so bizarre that it's the Joker, which makes it that much more fascinating.
Exactly.
That she loses him, and she's just broken. And then everybody she hears them starting to walk up, and she kind of just shakes her head real quick and flips on the car into this little sexy little pose, and she's like, "Hey guys, I'm back."
Yep.
And you see that it's like there's such a facade going on that she's not entirely what everybody thinks that she is.
Exactly.
You know, she's playing people.
Oh yeah.
She's playing people constantly.
When Enchantress showed the vision of what she really wanted, and it was her and like the
normal life.
That was actually incredibly heartbreaking because it's this is, you know, she is who she is. She as damaged and as tortured as she has been by that guy, still weird. She still wants the domestic. She still wants normal. She wants what she considers, you know, a happy life. That's what she considers a happy, fulfilling life.
Right.
And it's just it's what people want. I mean, you know, maybe not that, but it's her image because she is so out there, but she wants so normal. And she can never have that.
She's willing to give that up because she loves him and she knows she can't have that with him.
Yeah.
Because he's not that way. Because if you saw him, you can barely see his face with the lens flares and stuff that they have, but his hair is brunette. You know, it's the brunette slicked back. He's in a suit. The teeth aren't the silver teeth.
It's Jared Leto.
It's Jared Leto without all the makeup and everything. It's still the same smile, still the same characteristics, but, you know, normal. And not in a normal, like, you know, suburbanite white picket fence, you know, sort of way. It was a love that was there that even
a snapshot of something that she could never have.
Right. Yeah.
And
that broke my heart. It was just like, oh. Poor Harley.
Yes. Yeah.
But she was still badass.
She was totally badass.
I love the props to the galley guys, the sound effects crew, for the sound effect of when Harley Quinn hits Enchantress on the back of the head with the bat. The sound that it makes is like that hollow wooden thunk sound. And then Enchantress just looks at her just like she's offended. And I was like, sorry. You know? Because, like, what are you doing? They're having this, you know, everybody's trying to kill each other.
It was when, it's, again, DC trailing after Marvel. It's when Iron Man hits Hulk. Hulk looks back. He's like, I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
but it's still hilarious, and they could have done so much. They should have just renamed the whole thing Harley Quinn.
Yeah, like honestly, the parts when they actually cut to her story and what was going on, I wanted to know so much more about that. Everybody else had a pretty simple backstory. And I hate to say that.
Straightforward.
It's a simple. I don't mean simple in like, they were boring or anything like that. But it was just they were
archetypical. They were pretty archetypical. Still poignant.
Right. It's
still
like you have
primal.
Deadshot that has, he is an assassin and his wife leaves him and takes his kid. So and he just wants to see his kid and. Okay,
straightforward,
fine.
but also that's legit. That's something.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
It's all about
and there's nothing wrong with that. But hers and Joker's was just so twisted and fascinating because she is his psychologist in Arkham, and thinks that she's helping him, but really she's falling in love with him, and he's just playing this game with her, but then it seems like he kind of falls in love with her.
Yeah. Because, again, he does abandon her, so I thought, oh, he was just playing with her, but then you see
But he's trying so hard to get back to her.
Yes. So that's the part I don't understand. It's like, because you can see him, he's tortured when the guy tells him.
She's gone, yeah.
And when the guy says, hey, we found her, he's like, really? And you can see that spark come back.
I'm wondering if they were trying to make it look like he thought that she died in the car, and so he was just trying to get away before Batman got him.
Yeah, but anything we know about the Joker is he's incredibly thorough, and he would see, if he watched, he'd see the bat come up with a body.
Or thought that she got out or something, but none of that was explained.
Nope.
If they had just had a line in there somewhere of why he did that.
But it also, from the thing, it sounded like he was looking for her, and he was. Well, actually, that makes his pain even more poignant because she's not dead, she's alive, but he doesn't have her, and that takes away from him. Mm-hmm. So in that moment, I think, okay, he legit loves her, and so. But again, it wasn't.
Everything else in the movie said that, other than like him torturing her basically at the beginning.
What would have been really interesting would have been if Harley does go with Joker, they get away, and then she convinces the Joker to take his substantial resources and help the rest of the Suicide Squad defeat Enchantress. That would have been a fantastic arc.
That would have been interesting, yeah.
And it would have broken it up a little bit.
We probably could have come up with like 20 other ways.
I know, this felt like a second draft.
I don't know, first draft. It's like, because it's the first draft of like the first time screenwriter where, you have all of these stories in your head.
Including narration.
Yes. Where you have all of these stories in your head that you want to explain, and so you dump them all into the same script like I did when I was 15. I found that script, like, I wrote one when I was 15. Yeah, I wrote one when I was 15. It was probably like 200 pages, something like that, but it was all handwritten, so, but I went through like 3 spiral-bound notebooks to write out this screenplay that I was sure was just amazing. And then I read it. I found it, I think, when I was moving to college. And I found it like in a box or something. And now I'm like, oh my gosh, this is so cool. I'm going to read this story and maybe I'll tweak it a little and then I can send it off to somebody. And I read it. I was like, oh my gosh, mortification. Like, I can't. There's like 80 different stories in here. And I tried to put them all into one story. And that's kind of what it felt like. Because I was like, I understand there's like the main goal of trying to get the Suicide Squad together and, get them to work as a team and stuff. And
they should have started smaller. They should have started small. They should have started with the Joker being the baddie. And, maybe it could have escalated. But I think it was like too big, too quick, and then got too small. And that got big again, but at that point, I just didn't care anymore.
Yeah, because at this point, I'm not sure where they can even go with this because, it wasn't like, okay, like, to pull from Marvel, it wasn't like the first Avengers movie where they were destroying New York, and that's pretty much all they got to. They massively destroyed New York.
Oh, yeah, and then the whole thing about, destroying a bunch of, but it was very impersonal, and it looked like
well, it's because they're playing off of the whole. I think DC is gun shy right now. No pun intended. They're gun shy though because of the first Superman movie, because they had so much mass slaughter of people, from their fight and everybody was picking on them about that. And the thing was...
So they retconned it for Batman v Superman.
Well, the problem was they didn't get why people were so mad about it. At least from my point of view.
Oh, yes.
The reason why I was so upset about it was because it was Superman. It was his character, because his character, from everything that I've seen, I've watched a lot of Superman. Of any of the superheroes, I probably know more about Superman than anybody else, despite the fact that I'm a Marvel junkie. But Superman was always about making sure that everybody was taken care of, like making sure that no one else was getting harmed. If there was a fight, he would take it out, take it out of the way. Take it out of the way of people. And in the new Superman, he went right into populated areas. He drug the battle. He literally drug Zod into the city to fight him. It's like, you're not even just trying to avoid people. You're going right into the heart of the biggest areas possible. And, in that case, you're slaughtering even more people.
All they would have to do is make Zod basically go, hopping around, and he's causing the damage, and Superman's is having to try to clean up. And
if Zod was going in and Superman was trying to get him out, then that would be one thing.
Especially if Zod knows, he wants to protect these puny humans. All right, then I'm going to distract him by putting them in danger. So Superman has to fight two fronts, and Zod can get the other hand. That's fairly straightforward, and
which totally made much more sense. But so I think they were trying to avoid showing people getting killed this time, except the way that they killed people in this one was so much worse. Like the woman killing the people who were working for her in the room. It's like, it was so cold and calculated, and it's like, this is the woman that we're supposed to be standing behind?
I know, and I think they wanted to kind of show the moral ambiguity of it, but she just, everything she did was, on the edge, but ultimately you felt like she was on the up and up. But then she kills innocent people who are working for her, and it's like, whoa, wait, what? You had no reason. These people are in the trenches with you. I mean, and also this thing is happening so public. That was another thing I had a problem with. If this was underground, and basically the city seemed to be abandoned for no reason, that's creepier. But the thing is, it's like, it's overt. Everyone's going to know about it. There's footage of this. These people are probably no less than the outside world about what's going on. So all they got to do is just pack up, and it's like, all right, shh. A lot of stuff's getting out. Just keep your mouth shut, and we'll try to contain this.
Or implant those stupid neck thingies in them, and be like, if I you Tony one, I'll blow you up. Great. Thanks for that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, and I totally knew who was going to get destroyed just to prove the point.
Yeah, it was the person who didn't have the 20-minute backstory at the beginning. The only one that didn't have that. Oh, no, the other guy, the Australian guy, didn't have that either.
Yeah, but he was in the trailer.
Well, and he was the one taunting him into doing it. He's like, hey, I'm going to run away. You want to come too? And the guy's like, yeah. And it's like, okay, well, you're dead then. He's just kind of... the Australian guy basically did the quintessential... Is the fence electrified? Shove someone else into the fence.
Exactly.
Oh, it's electrified. Okay, we shouldn't touch that.
Yes, which makes more sense. Which the thing is also, his character, because it just kind of showed up, and he does have a tendency to, betray his own kind, no honor among thieves thing, when he was captured by the Flash. Which, if the Flash is in this universe, how are there any problems?
Yeah.
Because the Flash could be in and out... No problem.
Yeah, he could have taken the place of Enchantress.
This is also another problem the Avengers is having, too, or the Marvel Universe, is like, all these heavy hitters aren't there when the heavy hitting happens. Because everyone's gone for Captain America's Winter Soldier. Everyone's gone for Thor 2. I think the whole of Phase 2 was kind of like, where everyone's doing their own thing, but it's so big, why aren't they all doing this? And then you get Avengers 2, it's like, okay, the week and a half of Ultron. And then, of course, you have Avengers 2.5.
The fortnight of Ultron.
Yes. And then you have Civil War, where you take an obscene amount of characters. I think there were 15? No. I'm sorry, 11, 12 at least.
Sure.
And they were... Oh, it's been a while since we saw that. We have to see that again. Is it on DVD yet?
Yeah.
It is?
No.
No, it's not, because we pre-ordered it.
Yeah, no,
anyway,
it's not
we
out.
pre-ordered it, and because it was amazing. It was everything that Avengers should have been. Avengers 2 should have been.
Avengers 2.5.
Yes. And it was just so that's honestly what I thought Suicide Squad was going to be when, bring them all together. But it was very disappointing.
Yeah, and I don't hold much hope for Justice League if this is how they
Oh.
handle ensemble casts.
Oh no. Well, the thing is though, what they do, DC is doing characters much better, but they need to catch up with the plot elements of it. Granted, Marvel hasn't been the best at that, but they are better.
From what I understand, because I've talked with people who know a lot more of the universes of both DC and Marvel. Mm-hmm. The thing is, Marvel characters, a lot of their backstories are kind of flimsy, and there's not a whole lot to them. It's not a whole super rich, dynamic character arcs from their history, their origin stories. There are a few that do have some, but on the whole, DC tends to have much deeper characters, and DC doesn't seem to be really playing into that.
Yes.
Because, that's the thing that they have up on Marvel. They can get so much more character out of theirs. Because Marvel is taking what little they have and exploiting it to no end. I mean, I'm sorry, Captain America, he's a juiced up army guy from World War II that got stuck in ice and brought to present day. Okay, he lost his girlfriend, so he's a little droopy, all right?
Yeah.
But there's not a whole lot going on there, and he is one of the deepest characters in the Marvel Universe right now.
Oh, especially after Civil War, because
Especially after that.
He tore the Avengers apart to save his buddy, and he's not going to lose any sleep, and that says something. Especially since I love that the Chris Evans Captain America is focusing more on freedom versus America, because as we know,
yay America.
America does not equal freedom, equality, and the American way anymore.
Yeah, it could get a little too Trumpy too quick if they were to go the real America.
Yeah, it's just, yeah. Well, I don't want to talk politics because it's honestly, it's like a soap opera that just will not end and will control our lives, so that's scary.
Yeah, but as far as Suicide Squad is concerned, I mean, it was interesting. They had a lot of interesting characters that they could do a lot with. Mm-hmm. I'm hoping
Harley Quinn movie.
Harley Quinn movie.
Yes.
I am
they
have a Harley Quinn.
It took them 15 years. It took them 15 years from when I
still have not forgiven them for Joss Whedon walking up to them. It was like 10 or 15 years ago and said, "I want to do a Wonder Woman movie." And they said,
the world's not ready for that.
They just, nah.
And then you look at Marvel, they did Guardians of the Galaxy.
If they had done that, imagine what Joss could have done with that.
Oh my gosh.
With his Buffys and
DC would have been leading the pack if they had the Wonder Woman. If he had done one, his second film was Avengers, third grossing all-time movie. Third highest grossing. It's the second movie. Imagine if his second movie had been Wonder Woman. I mean, and he would have had less constraints too because he just had to deal with one character. Mm-hmm. He would have it makes me so mad.
Yeah, that's what made him so frustrated with the Avengers movies, was that he had to have so many characters. They required so many characters to be in there and
have the ending that they wanted.
Yeah, have them all in a particular place at the end, which is so hard to do.
Mm-hmm. But he nailed it.
He did it as well as, and Avengers 2 I lost a little faith in after Avengers 2, mainly because of the Black Widow the Black Widow Hulk storyline.
Oh yeah.
Not because it was even them together, which kind of came out of the blue, but I know that they were probably saying we need these two to be together for something or other. Yeah. I don't know, but anyways, it was the whole speech about her being sterilized as part of the thing, and like basically referring to that as like makes her a monster.
Well, okay. Well, the different way to interpret that is basically she's an assassin and sterile. He's a rage monster and sterile. So I think she was trying a comparison of that in a very sloppy and tone deaf way. That's initially what I got out of it.
Right, but coming from Joss,
yes,
that it's kind of like, okay, fine. If Jeremy Renner says she's a monster, okay, I expect that of you. I hate you, but I still expect that of you.
We hate Jeremy Renner.
But Jaws, you know, it's like I expect so much more from him because he's really the leader for. I'm not going to say the feminist movement because that's a whole nother. That feminist is like a 4-letter word right now. It's not what it's supposed to be. But anyways, he is an advocate for strong female characters, not just strong in the physical sense.
Even though he keeps writing them that way.
Yes, well, because the thing is, when people go see movies, they need something that's kind of, you know, in the face.
Yeah. But he also draws the texture behind them. I mean, look at River Tam from Firefly.
There's strong emotional presence.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, and it's just, because Black Widow movie.
Yeah. Get on this, guys.
Yes, and not even. There's a lot of talk about like a Nick Fury series and like a lot of prequel stuff, but it's like no. We're moving forward. We can't move back because you know, the stuff that was kind of dripped in from Black Widow from Avengers 2, it was really interesting. But I think if you went deeper into that and basically spell it out, it would lose its magic. Like the whole thing with Anakin Skywalker. Darth Vader was awesome until the prequels. And then it's like, oh.
Oh, so you're one of those whiny emo teenagers that was just like, Mom, they won't let me have sex with a pretty girl. She doesn't like me. Oh my God.
It's like, I slaughtered them like animals because I was crabby. I had low blood sugar.
Obi-Wan won't let me go where I want to go whenever I want to go there. He's such a fusspot. Yeah.
Yeah. So...
What were we talking about originally?
Suicide Squad. A lot of fantastic elements that were handled horribly. So, yeah. Well, we'll see what they do with Wonder Woman. Because that... If it looks anything like what the trailer is, it's going to be fantastic.
Who is doing that one?
I have no idea.
I'll have to look that up. Directed by Patty Jenkins.
But Zack Snyder has the story. As long as he doesn't get us behind the camera, I think we'll be okay.
Story by. Okay, story by doesn't mean anything, though. It's just produced and directed. That's because he is the Joss Whedon equivalent in the Marvel world, where he was just kind of sitting on the throne and is like, doth write me a screenplay and do this thing.
So he was just happened to be there.
Yes. He was in the room where it happened. The room where it happened.
Where it happens. Anyway, all right. Thank you all for listening. This was fun. Hope to do it again sometime. There's some really good movies, hopefully, coming out.
They look good.
They look good. Well, they got, what was it? Doctor Strange and
Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them.
Fantastic. So I think that's our next. Hopefully, we'll be able to do that.
Yes.
Newt Scamander a Hufflepuff.
Oh, and there's the new Star Wars.
Oh yes.
What is it?
Star Trek Beyond.
Rogue One.
Oh, Rogue One. Oh, I forgot about that one.
Rogue One's coming out too.
I forgot about that one. That's gonna be awesome. Okay, so hopefully the next one will be much more positive, and then
lots of fun stuff.
Lots of fun stuff. All right, take care, everyone. Bye.
Bye.